Okay, well, civilian ship is being chased by pirates, so let's hop in there and intervene. Turn on our drone and fire. Oh, double fired. And we have instantly taken out their, well, all of their methods of escape, so go us. Now, one of the achievements for the Taurus is to actually have, I believe, 4 different systems and subsystems down at one time with Ion, which means you would have to pretty much just load up on Ion things. And I'd love to do that because you can eventually, with the Taurus, if you have enough Ion stuff, pretty much just shut down a ship and let your drone whittle away at it until it's dead, which is great, but it's difficult. So, from destroying the pirate ship, we have gained 3 fuel, a drone part, and 18 scrap. Now we can contact the civilian ship. And they're thanking us, and they fixed our hull damage, so win-win. Ah, and here we see the outlying edge of the rebel fleet. So, after I move, this is where the fleet will actually be. So here we'll move, and we'll deal with whatever's here. It's gonna show intelligent life forms on a nearby planet. Sure, let's check that out. Ah, we have found a enormous field whose only occupants are small, brightly colored, 6-legged horse-like animals. We could try to communicate peacefully, or we could bring them on board to sell. Now, of course, if we communicate peacefully and they're idiots, nothing lost, but we've wasted time. If we bring the creatures on board to sell and they are intelligent, that's pretty damn insulting. Of course, if they're not, we could get money. But I'm gonna go the safe route. As you prepare to leave, one of the creatures canters forward and forcefully nudges you away from the ship. He seems to want you to follow him. Eventually, the creature leads you to an old NG ship crash site. Alright, we found another NG. We've got fuel, missiles, and scrap, so boom! Definitely worth doing. I'm going to toss the NG into the drone bay, so that should it ever get shot, he will be on hand to repair it quickly. Now, I still don't have enough scrap to buy anything, and the shop has now been the shop is now within the warning sector of the rebel fleet. So what that means is, if I were to move here, this would then encroach, and the rebels would be there, and I would be attacked. Moving within already occupied areas is pretty much suicide, kind of stupid, not gonna do it for now. Let's keep moving on. Oh, this is a rebel scout, so not one of the ones of the actual rebels, but aligned with them, so I will get more scrap than if I were within the bounds of the rebel danger zone. Yes, thank you, GGF, for playing Fable 3. I like to focus on shields as much as possible just to get them down, and then immediately swap all focus to weapons. Because as soon as you can get them defenseless and unable to shoot you, you are good to go. Oh, they're trying to escape. Well, that's just lovely. Shame that you can't do anything. Ooh, they're offering us missiles, drone parts, and scrap. Show us my honor. Well, the thing is, if you leave, you are rebels, and you'll just go tell everyone where I am, so nope, you die. That's right, we've shown them NG superiority. Ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Excellent, we have scrap. Now normally I might upgrade, but for now let's check the store and see what we can get. If we can't find anything useful to store, I will do some upgrades. Okay, interruption there, I no longer have the rat. We have the option to crew teleport, which lets us shunt a crew member onto the enemy ship. But the thing is, if you then continue attacking and blow up the ship, your crew member dies with them, so kind of no. I've bought it before to get that achievement on the Kestrel, but no. We can also get cloaking. Oh, we could if we had enough cash, but we don't. Which allows you to turn invisible and prevents the enemy from shooting at you, but you also can't charge your weapon, or you can't fire. You can charge your weapons, but you cannot shoot your weapons. If you're drone heavy, this is great. You just disappear and your drones peck away. Otherwise, it's still pretty powerful, so not a bad choice. We could also repair by drone parts, by missiles, by fuel. We seem to be okay in all regards, and we don't even need missiles because we don't have a way of shooting them. Lastly, we can buy Kapalka, another NG with no skills, or Waixing, a Mantis. Mantis are the melee combatants. They're the ones you would send over with the crew teleporter. They also can't repair very well, so in my case, since I don't have even the option of the achievement for collecting the various kinds of aliens, not useful to me right now. I don't plan on getting boarded anytime soon, and if I do, my augment that allows every room in the ship to essentially be a med bay, that's better for me. So I can just kind of pile on dudes and they'll be continuously here. Okay, seriously, I need to turn these off. I'm really sorry. I should have done that a long time ago, but I like seeing it outside of games and I would forget to turn it back on. Anyway, so yeah, not much there yet. So what I'm gonna do instead is do what I normally do and crank the hell out of my shields. Oh my gosh. I turn it off now, but I'm lazy, so let's just keep moving. Okay, and oh! Well, look at that. We got another ion cannon, same level that we have. Okay, see, how many times are you going to turn on Dungeon Defenders? Holy crap. Yeah, so no combat, but free weapon. That's great. We can't actually hold it yet, but if we were to put 3 more points into weapons and then get the requisite amount of energy, we could have both of these and pretty much just fire non-stop ion, which I like, and I'm probably going to hang on to that. I think he's probably installing it for the first time, but... Anyway, let us move on. Oh, we have a distress signal. So this is almost always combat, but sometimes it's simply a quest to help someone move from one place to another. Ah, and sometimes it's a quest like this. The distress signal is coming from a small space station orbiting an uninhabited planet. Their satellite defense system has gone haywire and the repair crew can't approach it without being fired on. Looking for help to fix or disable it. We can either have our ion weapons just shut it down, or we can send our NG crew member to repair it remotely. Blue options are pretty much never bad. I think there may be fail options for using the blue options, but I have not seen them, and they usually give you much better rewards than if you do, say, destroy the defense system and actually succeed. These have a very high chance of failure, and even if you do succeed, their rewards aren't as good as these. Because I got so many NG people, I'm just going to use one of them. And we fix it, and we get a ton of scrap, so win-win all around. Let's buy more energy, and boom, we now have level 2 shields. You can see it's a lot easier to see now. It has a bit of a hex design, and we have 2 little bubbles here. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it. And as you can see, they will not move into this space in time, so I'm going to cut it close, move over here, and try to milk this sector for all I can. Populated sector. One merchant seems to be mass broadcasting a request for a mercenary ship to aid him. Yeah, sure, let's respond. Great, I was worried no one would respond. My usual carrier is days late. I need to deliver this cargo of drone parts to a small space station a few jumps from here. Pay you a bit of scrap now, or surely tip you generously. Sure, that sounds good. So we are given 5 drone parts, which we can just run off with. As you see, he has no choice but to trust me. And we have been given a quest marker in the next sector. So let's hop on over and we'll look for that when we get to it. I could use up all those drone parts and just run off with it, but they typically give scrap, and scrap is more important to me than drone parts right now. Looks like we found another Federation scout. Well, a Federation scout ship that is actually driven by pirates. So we have had our engines partially shut down, but we weren't powering that anyway, so let's turn things on and move. Well, they ain't getting away now. Oh, man, it seems we have the teleporting missiles, which is a kind of missile that you get where they essentially just drop a bomb on your ship and it explodes. Seems like cheating. Totally is cheating, but whatever. They didn't actually cause any damage. So, boom, we've got a little bit of scrap, a little bit of fuel, let's move on. Oh dear, okay, well the exit has been encroached upon, so we're gonna have to fight some rebels to get out of here. And even worse, we are within a nebula. Nebulas shut down your sensors by a certain amount. there is the basic nebula, which I believe only does 1 or 2 levels of your sensors, but then you can also be in an ion storm, which on top of blocking your nebula or your sensors will block you from using several bars of your power, which it chooses where it pulls that from at random. So if you ever fight in an ion storm, if you're very careful, pause, check what it's taken from, because I've had it take from my oxygen before, and I didn't notice until I was down to like 2% oxygen and everyone was dying. So be very careful about that. The rebels got here first, so we gotta survive long enough to make the jump to the next sector. Let's turn this on and open fire. Now you can see they do not play around. They send you at something with 2 layers of shields right off the bat. And that is not because the game is hard, that is because I screwed up and hung around for a bit too long. So I've just gotta keep on firing. And hope that I can survive this. And stop missing repeatedly. That weapon there, the buzzing laser, is in fact a laser. What it does is will pretty much stop entirely on shields and won't damage shields at all, but if your shields are down or if it manages to have some sort of piercing property, it will carve across your ship, doing damage for every room it goes through. If I happen to have a laser, something really good to do is shut down all their shields and angle it so it passes through as many rooms as possible. And it doesn't have to go a distance through them, just has to barely touch them. So you can sort of cut through corners to hit like 5 or 6 rooms at once if you have a sufficiently long laser or the ship is a cluttered design. This one with the hole in the middle is actually fairly well defended against lasers, so it wouldn't be nearly as helpful here. Other than that, they just have a double firing laser, or bolt, that seems to just fire 2 at once. Okay, we've taken down their oxygen. So that is handy. We've taken down their engines, they can't escape. We've taken down their piloting, so they still can't escape, and they're going to be a little worse at dodging now, so that's excellent. And their weapons are going down. This is the beauty of the ion plus drone combination. Now we pretty much just whittle away while they can't do anything. And now I am able to jump, but I see no reason not to just keep shooting this because they can't do crap to me right now. Their medbay is down, not too useful now because I'm not hitting any of their guys, but it did do hull damage, so... Ooh, okay. Their laser luckily was not online long enough to actually do damage. Fortunately, they seem very adept at fixing things, so they are repairing nearly as quickly as I can deal damage. Come on, yes! Keep firing, drone! Fire on something important! There we go, okay. It is dead. And unfortunately, as you can see, 1 fuel. Not great. So let's hit jump and go next sector. At this point, we now have a large map that shows you which directions you can go to eventually reach the end. These are tiered, so not too difficult, more difficult, etc. And you should always look ahead to see what your options are going to be. So if I chose this direction, my only choices are an entire system of nebulas or red, which is probably pirates or something. Whereas if I choose pirates now, I have a long string of peaceful/civilian systems until the end, which of course means less fighting and less loot, but also less fighting and less damage taken. So I believe for now I'm going to head with the pirates. While they're still easier to kill, and I can use all the scrap. So, when you arrive, it is always safe on your arrival point, so no worries there. And the rebels are once again behind you, but they start catching up faster and faster the farther along you go. Ah! The second hazard! Welcome to the asteroid field. These will constantly barrage you with what accounts to essentially one of the green lasers that pops a shield. Since I have 2 layers of shield, I am actually fairly well protected, but he does have missiles, so those pierce through shields entirely, completely ignore them, and if they hit the ship, they're a pain in the ass. They also have cloak, which is going to be annoying. As you see, there they go, they immediately engage cloak. And so my weapons cannot charge in the meantime. However, they also do not have any shields, And my oxygen has been busted by an asteroid, so I gotta get, what's his face? Fish! Fish is going to repair the oxygen. Alright, well, they blew up. And we got a lot of scrap for that. That's the nice thing about fighting those unmanned droids in asteroid fields. They tend to not have shields, so you'll just kind of tear through them, because the map itself is tearing through them. Whereas I can be nice and safe in my little bubble. Nice and safe. Lovely. Alright, so we want to make our way towards our quest, obviously, but we also want to kind of move around slowly, catch as much as we can. Okay, so we can repair our ship here, but our ship isn't even damaged, and we like our scraps, so let's not do that. In fact, I'm going to shuttle some points right now into weapons, and then one into energy. And let's keep moving on towards our quest.